Welcome back to Kingdom Hearts 2, featuring Metroid from the Devil May Cry series of video games. I am like 91% confident that that is the game's actual title. I could be wrong, but I'm just taking a guess here. And I am taking a not actually a guess here that we have to go into that portal. You know, go to the Dark World where your new Dark Beam will absolutely be a useful tool, I swear, guys. This isn't a trick or anything. Okay, yeah, it's the next one over. Stopping me. Oh, it's like an actual piece of glass. Or otherwise a sealant of some kind. I don't think I realized that before. Oh well. Yeah, our Dark Beam ammunition is running not as high as we would like it to, basically, to put it nicely. I believe typically if you want to get ammunition for one of your weapons, you have to defeat enemies with it. Which, you know, I really do like that. That's definitely not an upsetting prospect or anything. Where? Oh, did I just... Okay, good. I don't think I lost the ammunition from the hit stun. Bro didn't give me anything. Damn it. What a complete waste of my time. I don't like the fact that these beams have ammunition. What jackass decided that that was a good idea? Can I open a door with a charge shot that normally requires a darker light shot? I mean, if I'm using the correct weapon, probably, but other than that... Yeah. Wow, okay, that's not exactly the response I think I was expecting, but hey. That's right, you can energize it with dark energy. I mean, I think the phrase dark energy does have like some sort of science meaning, but it does also just kind of always sound like bullshit if you... Especially if you know anything about science stuff, because energy is light and heat, so... The concept of dark energy just always sounds profoundly stupid. It's like, what the fuck do you mean dark energy? You mean, like, cold? What if energy was antimatter, I guess, conceptually? Also, I'm pretty sure all these doors require the light beam, don't they? Is that what I'm to... be led to figure out here? Okay, legitimately, I don't know how I'm supposed to get my beam energy then. Like, what's the deal? What's the deal? Oh. Speaking of what's the deal, what exactly is the deal with, where I'm supposed to go in this room? What, just like up? Can I even make that from here? Don't look like bomb sockets. Yeah, like, again, it's a science thing, I know that. It's just one of those things, it's like, that sounds like such bull. It's really... Science, I think, is a very interesting subject, because it's like, okay, the more you learn, the more you realize you actually don't understand shit about fuck. And I think that's kind of fascinating, and also why you get a bunch of people who are so incompatible with it on a concept level. Because you definitely have a bunch of people who just cannot stand the idea of not knowing things. You guys kind of understand basically where I'm going with this, because it's the same place as usual. And also, I am kind of still trying to figure out where the heck I'm supposed to go. Let me try rereading this. Oh, okay. It's telling me to missile it. I didn't notice that at first. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking about that stuff. But there's a dark crystal there. Yes, it helps if you actually read the scans all the way through. I think because the scans in this game are longer, it's throwing me off a little bit. Because, I mean, like, all the scans in Prime 1 were extremely short. Bro, give me some dark beam ammunition. Am I gonna have to run this thing all the way down? Or is it like something dumber? Do I have to... I had this weird, like, brainwave for a sec of... Do I have to kill these guys with the opposite beam in order to actually get the ammunition? I mean, hey, it's very possible. I just think that ultimately when it comes to anything dealing with multi-dimensional anything, we're still in a place where we've got to be way too early, where it's got to be way too early for us to be able to tell any of that, right? Like, sometimes you'll get news articles, and they'll say, oh, well, here's something about time travel or dimensional travel, and it's like, yeah, I don't think we actually know that yet. Cool your jets, Turbo. It's not impossible, but do you really have detectors that are going to actually tell you if that's real? Plus, let's be real here. If time travel is a thing, do you think that the scientists are actually all coming back here to a place, a time and a space that's this primitive? You might like to think, oh yes, the science would really like to try to help us along, but some people just kind of aren't like that. Anyway, enough of that horse hockey, because now I'm talking about something that's only half related. And that's a bit of a strong estimate. Ooh. We had some tentacles here or something. Why did we start associating purple with, like, dark forces? Like that as opposed to any other... Well, I guess maybe to differentiate it from black, right? Because, I mean, think about it, you know, the corruption in Terraria, the taint in the Thaumcraft mod, which is a thing that I was literally just referencing a second ago. There's definitely a couple of other where it's like purple is evil. Magic uses purple as like a secondary color for anything to indicate black mana. Probably because, well, black is, you know, it's a little bit rough to use pitch black for certain things when that's already, especially for, like, packaging and shit, when you're already using that. So in a case like that, obviously, you gotta do something else. Save point is always appreciated. This is the... I think the save points on Dark Ether are the same as they are on the regular version of the world. Because... well, honestly, it's completely understandable. It's just that I can say it this time because it's come up twice. Oh god. This might not be such a good idea. There's something over there that's like got some color cycling going on. I don't know what that is. I mean, yeah, I guess that there is technically... Terry Pratchett and Octarine, that's an interesting theory. Because it would certainly relate to purple as mystical as a color in one direction or the other. If not that people are taking direct inspiration from Terry Pratchett for that, it's basically coming from the same kind of source that why he did it. Oh no, that's just the light crystal, isn't it? That's... I thought that was something else that, like, might have been important in some way or something, but not quite. Careful of the funny blue uranium, everybody. That's right. Look at all this phazon that's everywhere. Oh boy. Yeah, this room feels kind of familiar. Not that I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I know a solution to this place. No, it's just that I remember this, like, vague structural build here. But yeah, like there's obvious locations where you kind of need to not use black for something like that. Again, as I say, a lot of the stuff in Magic that uses black as like, or purple as like second black is because of between A, packaging color, and B, the fact that you can't really do like, oh, well, we'll just use dark blue or something for that particular instance. Well, yeah, with Magic, you can't really use blue for anything that's not already blue because, like... But yeah, that's me pinning a specific example of it. And, like, way overanalyzing it because I'm sure that that's what we all love to hear. Dark has, like, a purple-red combination gradient. Speaking of card games, gradient isn't the right term. For Yu-Gi-Oh, the darkness element icon on creatures. But yeah, just an interesting thing that I'm not completely sure where it came from, other than the fact that it is just a thing that folks started doing, and they kept... Ugh. I landed in the gross stuff. Alright, Scan Visor, can you help me out by showing me some, like, red stuff? Oh no, that's the light beacon. Oops. I just saw a red thing in the Scan Visor and I was like, oh yeah, that might be useful information. Let's take the elevator back up. I don't believe it's up here, but at bare minimum, this can help us get our bearings. And we can pick those dudes real quick and then see that it's right over. Oh man, I fell off those dumb elevators. It's about how well I talk, it's true. I can't even dispute, actually. Oh, no, that's... Wait. Wasn't it red when I was looking at... Maybe I'm stupid. I added too many extra consonants there. Just to really sell the point here. Immediately making me think of that one Homestar Runner where it's strong bad and Coach Z is trying to learn how to say Jorb correctly. So he screws it up. He says Jorb instead of job, and then strong bad just goes, yes, well, very good. Next time you might want to try a few more syllables. Perhaps 3, perhaps 4, which is like, yeah, that's about on the level of how bad I am at speaking. It's true. He absolutely roasted my ass. A tiny strong bad that is just doing strong bad things. And also a little bit of Coach Z. Wait, no, that might just be my inability to pronounce things. Now, what is this thing? I like the sound of that, except for the part where I don't. Okay, that did seem to work. I was like, I see that crust. Is it going to require me to, like, hit it with a light beam that I don't have yet? Shit. I got knocked off of the thing. I don't know how to get back to safe ground. So I do want to say, as sort of a counter to anybody who might dispute my suggestion of how Dark Ether is basically just all hell run, that technically you're correct if you say no, because we do have safe zones. But look at what we're doing with a lot of these. Of just like, okay, time to stand here so that way I can get my health back. Yeah, real cool. This is definitely game design-ish. I mean, I guess, hey, when you specifically pick at the worst parts of a game, you might be like, oh, actually this game is not very good. You know, just like an internet reviewer, but I digress. I'll tell you this over most internet reviewers, I'm not going to have a fucking sex scandal, okay? Or cheating scandal, or anything of that sort of vein. Where am I going? Okay, looks like upper side there. Oh, get out of there before it closes, SpongeBob. At least it doesn't, like, kill you if it closes on you or something. That would be awful. Come on, game's not that bad. Also, I did really good just emerging from this bubble and then fucking up so badly at getting out that I wasted all the energy that I stepped out for. I should have just used the charge beam. Yeah, you're right, Irene. I'm not a Republican. Of course I don't. Wait. Ah. Shit. Oh, come on. At the time that I said that, I did not deserve that. Game, you bastard. Okay, good. It is actually, like, completely open. It's like, wait a sec. Is that blocked? No, but it's also not the way for us to go. So whatever I thought I was trying to prove there. Well, I'm not sure I would describe it that way, to be honest with you, but hey. Ah, the goop. Gross. Is that high enough to... It doesn't seem like it's high enough to jump to. We'll have a better try here. Maybe I... Okay, yeah, we can actually cross the gap there. Alright, is this the thing, game? Judging by the fact that our gun is glowing, yeah, probably. Oh, yeah. That's right. We got the plasma beam. Oh, wait, no, it's the light beam. Sorry. It's like the plasma beam, but with ammunition. For some reason. Actually, hold up. I can go check my inventory and see if it tells me anything about... how to restore munitions for this. Oh, see, now it's not discussing dark energy, it's discussing shadow energy. Okay, when out of dark ammo, you can charge the dark beam to fire. I didn't know that was a thing, so... That's neat. Dark beam to fire into. Okay, so it doesn't specifically say anything about, like... it gets you ammunition through... other... Is there in contact with it? Alrighty then. So this thing might actually help us out a little bit here. Believe it or not. Ah, there we go. Yeah. See? Now it's telling me how to play the game. What are those things that are moving around anyway? Yeah, these guys kind of suck, don't they? Okay, so what are we looking at here? Yeah, use the light beam. Gotcha. Right, because basically it's a flammable web wall thing. So it kind of makes sense in a couple of levels, really. Interesting that those seem to bounce around as opposed to just sitting and floating in the air. The way the ammunition for the other beams does. Okay, I hope that was not a bad idea. Well, again, provided it's not on like a timer or something. Well, okay. Asterisk. When I said provided it's not on a timer, I meant as in, like, provided it doesn't put the whole crystal on a timer now. Because if it was going to explode after that, I'd be a little sad. Case, yeah, I guess just make our way over to the door here. Oh. Wow. What was I doing other than controlling that stick really badly? Incidentally, wasn't there like a... Oh no, we got the temple key. I was like... Wasn't there a temple key that I was supposed to get there? Oh yeah, there's no way this one's that easy. I think I'd like to heal a little bit first here. Okay, let me just get to full, because, yeah, our limitations on resources here do be making me feel a little some sort of way. And that way is nervous. Oh, you're cheating going into the dark energy zone. Come on. So, from what I read, because I did read a little bit ahead in that guide, I didn't retain most of it, but I remembered this one weird bit of data, which is that the thing that's stuck over the door here is apparently a one-shot scan. Like, this doesn't appear almost any other time in the game. So if you want to go for 100% scans, you'd best get that right now. That part out of the way. We got a bunch of warrior ings here to deal with. Unsurprisingly, the light beam is one of the better ways to deal damage to them, and you get a load of that, it's the charged plasma death. I love that disintegration death animation. It is fun. And these guys are jerks. However, thankfully, we're quite durable by virtue of just standing our ground here in the light zone. So while I can't imagine that this is the most interesting fight that anybody's ever seen in a Metroid game, it's not really as scary as all that. We got some heavy weaponry, which I'm being very much more conservative with than usual, but hey. And we have a lot of defensive prowess on our side. Nice. There's our third Dark Temple key. Most excellent. That should allow us to go do shit at the temple in Aegon Waste here. And that's dealt with a, that's got a super missile hatch on it. So unfortunately, there's no way we're going through that. But let's cross through here. Yeah, unfortunately, fighting dark types with your dark beam, the ammunition system feels a little bit unbalanced too. On top of everything else, of like, oh hey, yeah, just use the two different types of beams on your enemies, but also the effectiveness is wildly out of proportion between which one's good in certain areas. Okay. So let's take a look and see what our options are here. Apparently there's a portal device. Oh, right. Yes, because we gained access to that location. Well, we've gained access to that area's portal because we have the light beam now. So I just have to get my bearings, I guess, and make my way back there because goodness knows I've already forgotten how to go through this room. Whoa. Ah, yes, that must have been a dark puffer or something. Probably literally named that because it's just the same enemy from Prime 1, but dark type this time. Just waiting a second here. Oh. Hey, wow. More of you guys actually showed up. What have you got for me? Is this a refill station, I guess? Yeah, it's got to be, because surely it's not an upgrade. Yeah, it's an ammo station. Well, I guess they had to have those in this game, yeah? Yeah. All right. So this is the room where we should be able to get in there now. I'm caught on something. Okay. And into the portal we go. And we are back in the pirate base. You can see we have a lot of new places available to us. Now that we have these two beams, why don't we go and do some exploration here? Or are we only going to be able to get up here with this thing? Yeah, I think that might be a one-way device where you can only get up there with you if you have the spider ball, which, well, we don't have the spider ball yet. Oh, whatever. I think there's a save point that's not too far out of the way if we just head back to Aegon Temple. Is that a force field? No, that's upstairs from where we gotta go. Never mind. We're not locked in. Thankfully, the space pirates are too stupid for that. It's okay if you just knew how many times I failed to lock things, you'd be like, well, you wouldn't be getting so sassy if you know, were. No, I gotta go a little bit out the way to get to that save point, huh? It's actually not that, but still. Ah, we got jackasses in here. Okay. Good times. I'm very glad for this. But I do think it would be very important for me to go save, because, yeah, nobody likes to lose progress. And I've got a feeling that I'm in for some shit pretty soon. Okay, I go down to the left. Oh, wrong menu. Okay, just because I want to see what's the deal. No, I think that's... Yeah, that's the door that we can't actually open right now. Because we'd be on the other side of it. Right? By door, I mean the fence we have to go to the other side of. I think you all actually knew what I was trying to say. I just didn't say it correctly, that's all. Yep, yeah, that way is impassable. It is back here and across the bridge, which I do remember that at least, but I just wanted to double check, I guess, that was the path I'm thinking of. Because otherwise that implies that we could have gotten to behind there at some point, and that feels like it might be an important place to have access to at some time. Possibly. I mean, maybe not, but possibly. Let's just go across the way. that temple is over here. I guess I went around faster than I thought I did. Okay, so let's check out these two little side paths here, just to, you know, because we have access to them now. Seems like it might be useful to do. Wow, that's quite a launch. Now here's my question. Do we have anything else going on here that's like... I think that middle place is so you can have a landing for once you gain access to the screw attack, because I do remember that, yeah, this game brings back the screw attack, but it's not the version of it that we remember from, like, older games. It's used in fairly specific locations, and it has a limited number of jumps. Honestly, you don't even use it for much of an attack, if I recall correctly, because there just aren't really a whole lot of things you can attack with it as a rule. Yeah, there's just a dead Luminoth in here. Oh, there's a shortcut to the pirate base. I didn't notice that the elevator there was behind a yellow gate. Otherwise, I probably would have been like, I'm sure that's something for later. But oops. Oops. And speaking of oops. Yeah, if you fall in a bottomless pit in this game, because this is one of the very few Metroid games that has bottomless pits, you just take damage and you return. I guess it's the closest thing that a Metroid game has ever had to having fall damage also. Anyway, we go around this side now to go and crack open the dark door. The door to darkness. Did somebody mention a door to darkness or something? Alright, let's... Oop. Let's have a bit of a look around inside of this tube. Honestly, having this much of like a tube design for this room and giving me multiple floors does, weirdly enough, make me think of Lemmings Revolution, which Lemmings Revolution was a bit of an oddball in the series because it was attempting to be a 3D game. I think it was a PC-only release. But every level was like a cylinder. Also, we can't... I don't know how to get to that thing. Blast shield. Destroy all 5 energy pods at once to... So, this is definitely going to require something that I don't have. I just don't know what it is yet. Well, it sounds like it's like right there. Huh, I didn't know we could knock those weird bug guys off of there. That seems like it could break the block if I was actually timing it correctly, but I wasn't. So, Anyway, yeah, we can't do shit this way, unfortunately. Yeah, I was just still trying to get over the... This, like... I actually would not know how to do this at all. Not with my current setup, or really even otherwise, to be honest with you. There's some wasps in there. Alright, so I think we want to go just back to the temple. And if not, it's go to the portal and use that to get near the Dark Temple. But I'll find out when once I make an attempt at it, you know. Excuse me. Alright, yeah, just rewatch the guy's message. Because they can't let me reread it in a shorter manner. Oh, he said something about finding a piece of armor. Okay. That must be the dark suit. I think the dark suit is the one we get first. I don't care what you guys have to sell. I'm not interested. Dodge past him. And by dodge past him, I mean, honestly, probably fail a little bit, but hey. Alright, so what do you have to say? Number of wounds caused by small explosions, most likely delivered by a portable rocket or grenade system. And is currently sitting in front of my fucking missile pack. Unless I can just sneak in here and... Oh! That was much easier than I thought it would be. Well, that's cool. I thought I was going to have to be like, okay, do I have to melt this thing with the light beam or some shit, or what? Ow. My eyes. Alright, time for a dark ether portal. And we get to go head to Garbage Temple of Garbageville. I think. Yes, because I should now have the 3 keys, so I should be able to do something over there. Although first I would really like to go save. I mean, sure, that's going to lengthen my route in the repeat here, but I think I'm fine with that. Really. Us having the dark beam does also give us access to a new thing, so I can go be distracted before I actually do that. So that's generally kind of nice. I love side quests. Oh, I can just turn around from here because it's not like Light Agon Waste where I have to go under the low wall as the ball and there's a sand flow and it leads to a pit that you can't climb out of. Oh, I heard a gross noise. There's like a warrior ing in here, isn't there? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we have to deal with in this place. Well, buddy, I'm not interested. I don't really care. I just want to go check out this other room. See if this leads me to anything useful. Well, it's labeled as Cache 4, so... potentially? Oh, I think I see a ball tube there. Yes, yes it is. Okay. And there's a missile pack. That's pretty nice. Like those. So we should be able to go this way and go backwards through the... well, first of all, take the save point and then go backwards through this room in order to go back to the temple and explore Agon Temple from there, and yeah. And I guess it's a long... it's a long route either way, isn't it? Yeah, so what if I just keep going this way? Go back where I was. I think it's really about the same length of time either direction. Like, the main difference here is that I have to dodge around a warrior ing, but at this point, that's not too bad. It's a big room. Although we did get burned pretty seriously there, so that's a little unfortunate. Oh, where did my dark ammunition go? All right, I'm going to sit here for a second. Regen a little bit of HP. Okay, so first things first, we've got a door to open for some purpose or another that requires the use of the dark beam. Just have to, again, find my positioning here. Remember, we have done, like, nothing with this in the Dark World, so there's plenty to deal with. Go through the door, Samus. Oh, it's just a save point? I mean, hey, I'll take it. Does make me feel a little silly, though. Oh, well. Wouldn't be the first time. Right, now remember that this doesn't last very long. We're also, like, very going the wrong direction here. Open faster, come on. This is not the time to be using... Not the time for me to have to worry about the fucking loading zones, man. Well. Here, will energizing this make our healing faster? I guess it would help if I could find the crystal. Okay, yeah, so it's not going to speed up my healing by having me in the supercharged zone. That's unfortunate. I get to just sit here for a second. As to be honest with you, I want to refill a bit more. I know there's going to be some sort of a confrontation at the temple, so I'd like to be in such a position where I am ready to be able to take damage. I mean, ready to be able to fight. But I will push forward very, very carefully here with our resources. Am I going the right? No, that's back to the dueling ring. Fuck. What? The game disc could not be read. What? That's a good thing I just saved recently. Because that's not great. I might have to take a look at the game disc. Because I don't think my copy is damaged. Or really even dusty or anything. That does kind of worry me. I have 2 copies of the instruction manual in here. I don't know why I went rooting around in the case as if there'd be anything of use in there, but... yeah, for some reason I have 2 copies of the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes manual. If someone wants one of those, send me, like, an amount of money for shipping, and I will forget, probably, to be honest with you. I wonder if that's, like, worth anything, because sometimes manuals for old video games are actually worth money. Which always seems kind of weird, but I guess a lot of those got thrown out or otherwise destroyed, so... How was that? I did black out. What? What the... Can't scan it. That's only slightly worrying. Alright, our health is full. Let's stand on this panel. And I guess hope that the disc doesn't have an issue again. Is that why I was having the, like, lag between coming out of the map before? Is it just my copy of the game not being in... apparently not being in good shape? Because that would make me very unhappy if so. Anyway, let's see what we're dealing with here. Ah, I see. We got a boss, don't we? A Morbus. Stand back, everyone. He's about to morb. This thing is... I don't remember. Sphere is impervious to weapons. That's... I would like to be able to scan the gross worm, please. Can't survive for long if its outer shell is cracked. So I'm assuming that's going to require some rockets or something. Because usually they'd want something a little higher yield than just blaster fire to be able to crack that shit. It's like, I can hear you. Kind of. I'm not sure if I'm, like, just imagining it also, but it does kind of feel like the rumble is vibrating differently on the two the two different motor sides here. So, like, if it's to my left, the vibration is stronger on the left side, and if it's to my right, I don't know if it's a placebo effect or not, but it definitely feels like it. And if so, I have to say that that's actually pretty good. Like, usually I don't really give two shits about rumble or haptics, as I guess people call it now, because they want it to sound cooler than rumble. Because rumble was a gimmick. Haptics, though, that's immersion, you know? What a load of pretentious horse shit. Anyway, that is actually good usage of the technology in that case. Okay, so what's your deal with Phase 2? Dark Amorbus. Energy charged. Armor, beam weapon, and regenerative powers. Yeah, so as usual, just shoot it in the mouth when it's open, I guess. Or are you trying to imply that I have to bomb you? Oh! Oh! Okay! Well, I don't know why the fuck you did that there, dude, but I do like that, actually. So, for those of you who may not necessarily be the most Metroid aware, the final boss of Metroid 2, Return of Samus, one of the options that you could use to fight it, the Metroid Queen, is you could roll up into a ball and sort of roll into its stomach and feed it bombs. That kind of feels like a throwback to that a little bit. I mean, ultimately, it's more like, okay, this is just like really goofy Flagra that is made to be more annoying and more needlessly time-consuming. But they did manage to change how it feels quite significantly with some comparatively minor tweaks. And I can't lie, I kind of appreciate that a little bit. That's like some nice design in terms of other M playthrough. I mean, I can do it. I can actually do it, is the thing that's a little bit bothersome about that statement. But am I likely to do it anytime soon? The answer is not really. Okay, you can cut that out any time now. I feel like the better trick there would be to just make that like a lot longer. Pardon me. A lot shorter and oh god, that is pretty heavily disabled. It feels like. God, the burn is doing more to me from the darkness. This thing has definitely gotten a lot more attacks going. All right, well, yeah, pardon me. What I meant to say about that attack is they could have just made it a lot shorter and just, like, have the waves sweep faster or something. And then it might be significantly more fun. God, I don't like the amount of damage that I'm taking from just the environment, which... Ow. Okay, good. Give me the large energy. Thank you. Thank you, Morbius, or whatever your name is. Shaq Fu is more... I mean... Let me put it this way. If Other M happens as a playthrough, it's because I'm doing a video about it. Meanwhile, at least Shaq Fu would be just for goofs of the, you know, by virtue of, like, I'm doing it because playing Shaq Fu would be funny. So I guess kind of what I'm saying here is yes. Ow. Hey, dude, I'm a little busy here. Come on. Like, get serious, mate. Also, I'm pretty sure there's going to be 3 worms up now, but I'm not counting because I'm bad at that. Because yeah, we took down 3. We took down 3 worms and we've dealt half of its HP, so surely they wouldn't end this in a phase that has only 1 worm. That'd be really weird. But also, holy hell, there's a lot to manage here. Fuck off, man. God, the amount of damage that you take from this is a lot. God, the impact is like 30 damage, too. Sheesh. You better have a good-ass reward for this, man. Like, I guess plot completion, sure, but... That's true of any boss, really, so... Also, I really hate that this... If I die here, like I just did, the sheer amount of time investment involved in any of these is just, like... kind of disgusting. Like, okay, it was a great boss until it very quickly was not, because this game is, like, obsessed with being disgustingly hard. This is not necessary by any means, man. Games don't have to be difficult to be fun. What do you think this is? Dark Souls? FromSoft, I don't know. Whatever you want to say about it, and yep. And then there's just that thing that just sucks you in and wastes your energy for some reason. Right before the boss fight. I mean, at least there's a healing point here, but still. All right, well, y'all ready to spend another like 20 minutes on this fight just to get a successful run? And if we fail, it'll be even fucking worse. Can I skip the cutscene? I can skip the cutscene. Okay. Pause for a sec. And off we go. Oh, fuck. I'm already not going for full scans anyway, so if I don't get the scan for this boss, that's fine. Or the two scans, really, because... of some reason. Ah! Bastard. Okay, I believe I've killed off one of the worms already, so... I feel like more HUD information might help to be able to discern any of that shit, but, you know, the fact that they've given us a health bar at all is probably all the kindness we'll get out of these chuckleheads. Oh, yeah, that's going to take forever to to prep here. All right. So with that done, oh, for the love of fuck, get out of the ground, you jerk. Did I get one of the worms? I don't think so. No, I didn't get one of the worms yet. I got real close to getting one of them, but the other's not yet. Like, really at all. And of course, that time the energy phased out before I could actually get there. All right, let's see, where's the Morbius? There he is. We're back to full health at least, so I like that. All right, and that's another worm down. I think that's only 2 out of 3, though. Oh, no, here we go. And we're on to phase 6, I guess, of this, depending on how you wish to perceive it. Oh, nice reverse. Nice Uno reverse there. This music absolutely just kind of sounds like somebody heard something that was kind of like some of the music from Prime 1 and was like, yeah, okay, good enough. Like, if this game were maybe 20 years older, somebody would just YouTube Parasite Queen type beat and they'd just steal that, and that'd be this music. Like, I hate to say it, because I know a lot of people like this game. I want to like Metroid games as a general rule, and honestly, a lot of my complaining here, there's surmountable issues, right? It's not as bad as all that. It's not Prime 1 quality, but, like, it's an okay game. But also, sometimes it's just like, man, oh man, I'd say I've seen fan games put in more effort, but of course I have. And plus, everybody says that. It's just that I have pointed experience to look at some of the things that people have talked up and be like, hey, yeah, sometimes effort doesn't fucking help you. That's right. I'm specifically calling you out, fans of Pokemon Uranium, because, ooh boy, effort, sure. More like fucking wasted effort, though. Speaking of wasted, this guy, something, give me whatever's in your orb. It is a suit upgrade for sure. That's got to be our dark suit, right? Oh, for sure. Man, those shoulders are ridiculous. Somebody well and truly said, hey, yeah, you know the giant shoulders on the Various suit? And how some people think those are a little bit silly? Well, what if we went even further with it? Can't go that way for some reason. Oh, please have a light crystal somewhere. So that way I'm not, like, in the danger zone here the whole time. The Dengar zone. The Pigment Dengar zone. Access point for the energy system. Okay, so I guess we just have to walk up to it. And the answer seems to be yes. Yeah, just ram our thing right in there. Well, I'm going to assume that was probably a good thing. Or else the Luminoth are complete bozos who don't know anything about their own technology. But regardless, it's time for us to go and return the energy to regular form ether. Oh, is there a warrior ing in here or some shit? Yeah, it's one of these guys. Of course it is. Oh, it's multiple of these guys. Well, I mean, I suppose at bare minimum, first of all, we have a very defensible position, and two, we do have the light beam. So at this point, I guess they technically are permitted to take the kid gloves off a little bit. Especially after we had that one siege with a bunch of these dudes earlier, so... Oh yeah, we have the dark suit, so we should be more resilient anyway. It's not by much. If I recall correctly, the defensive buff that the dark suit gives you in this game is 10%. It's ass. Granted, the Various suit in Prime 1 was also 10%, but, like, Prime 1 was an easier game by a very wide margin. And also, its Various suit didn't just make you resist heat, it made you immune to it. Outside of lava, I mean, lava obviously doesn't count. That's kind of a special circumstance. Hazardous fluids in general. Yeah, I mean, there's that too. In general, though, the Metroid series does not give you great resistance to hazardous fluids very often. Like, I think you only gain any sort of like lava resistance with the gravity suit, and only in fusion. So, you know, that's kind of reasonable because it's the norm for the franchise. Obviously, this game is doing a bunch of stuff outside the norm. Metroid Prime 2 kind of falls into the same category that I feel like Metroid Dread does, where you have a developer that is perhaps getting a little big for its britches, but is familiar with the Metroid formula because of prior work on the franchise, and knows the moving parts and the basics and, like, all the archetypes of what this shit is, right? So what they do is they rearrange them into, you know, sort of doing like a slight mechanical remix on some of this stuff. And obviously, you can probably tell where my opinion of it is, but I don't think it's an unsound idea in and of itself. It's just that execution is, like, really the everything. The alpha, the omega, and those are also both different types of Metroids, but I digress. Which, you know, Mercury Steam would know about, but again, not even go there. That said, I think I like this game more than I liked Metroid Dread. Because even with whatever the shit this is, this does still play like a Metroid game. Notably in terms of being, like, fairly methodical and stuff. In a lot of ways, I think that the gameplay of Dread was a little bit too, like, other action franchises. And while I perhaps get why you would do that, I think it would be nice for series to have their own identities. You know, I like the idea of Metroid as, like, a methodical game about hunting your prey a little bit. That's why I liked the original Metroid 2 so much, even though, let's be honest, Metroid 2 was kind of booty in a lot of ways. And I'm not just talking about the infamous, how people feel about the soundtrack. Oh yeah, that's that side. I can't do shit with that. I don't really care about fighting these dudes. I just want to go back to the temple. And unfortunately, this fucking speed bump decided to push me out the way. Ugh, for God's sakes, you assholes. I'm kind of busy here. Give me my health back. No, all of it, you... What a collection of assholes. Oh. So this thing just kind of like... You just seem to get stuck on this spot a lot. Also, wow, those guys actually hit me. Those versions of the Shriek Bats are a little bit more aggro than they were in the base game. In Prime 1, pardon me. Which I guess is kind of the base game. As we said before, this is a little bit... This is a little bit OOT Master Quest, but... not really fully advertised as such. A little bit. I'll soften my stance slightly because, yes, technically this is actually its own original game with plenty of original assets, which is perhaps why I feel compelled to point out where it's not, because it feels more galling, I guess. Oh, yeah, her arm looked like it was throbbing. I can't tell if it's supposed to be, like, vibrating or if it's doing something weird. It's just, like, being shaken really hard because of the amount of kinetic energy involved. Or something to that effect. Oh, hey, there's our weird bug ghost just sort of doing that to us. This temple's energy has been restored. Congratulations, Samus. You've done it. Wow, you've done it. Wait. Wrong Nintendo franchise. I'm sorry. They should bring back Star Tropics. I don't know what the hell they'd do with it. Or how they deal with the racially insensitive depiction of the Islanders, but you know. Like, for example, the charge shot for the plasma beam there is actually a unique charge shot. I gotta give them credit for that. They did actually change that. But yeah, I believe now our thing that we want to do is to go to Torvus Bog. Torvus Bog, which sounds like the name of, like... It's like we're going to go visit a wizard who lives alone and is also, like, orcish or something in sort of a Lord of the Rings-like setting. And we're not going to be able to understand his lessons because his language sounds like he's clearing his throat all the time to us, and we don't speak that language, so we're about to be very confused and extremely disappointed, probably. Yeah, I mean, you say that about Star Tropics, to follow up, of... They could start by doing that and also making it fun. I mean, here's the thing that I will say about copying Twilight Princess gameplay for Star Tropics, is that this is not what you meant, but I feel like the spinner would actually kind of go hard as a thing for Mike Jones. Because, I mean, that's kind of like a skateboard, a little bit, and he totally would just kind of ride a skateboard, wouldn't he? I mean, yeah, Mike Jones is known as an ace pitcher, but definitely as just a cool kid in general. I feel like skateboarding would be somewhere on his hobbies list. Of course, then you have to deal with the tall order of the rest of making Twilight Princess gameplay actually good. Yeah, it's just like very specifically his background is that he's a baseballer. Also, I think we've got some dark enemies here in the regular overworld, so we'll start roasting them with our light beam every once in a while. Because the power beam... The power beam DPS is butt. And this game is going to probably make us feel that pretty severely. Where the hell is my cursor compared to... Oh, is it because my thing is upside down? It's because my thing is upside down, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So, how do we get back to the ship? Go left. But yeah, like, I just sort of feel like that'd be the next progression from Yo-Yo Kid up to Skateboard Kid. Kind of makes a little bit of sense to me, at least. Well, here's the... See, I've been kind of sitting on whether or not I should switch to a new bot software for a bit. And I still have a tab open for it. I've just been using the one on Streamlabs because I admit I'm kind of lazy. Technically, I think that might have like a quote functionality. I just don't necessarily know if I have it set up or anything. If I'm going to do any sort of like stream stuff change. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm doing a save here. Not just because I drop a save at like every save point I get to, but because I'm going to pop my machine open, and I'm going to have a quick look at the disc and see if it's got any visible signs of damage or dust or debris on it. And I'll tell you this for free. The bit in the middle, like around the hole, you've got sort of this like halftone effect for the ball. It does look like the transparent part is dusty. And yeah, this thing is covered with dust on the backside and on the front. Ow! Shit. I shouldn't have had I've already done that to myself several times today. I had my flashlight out and I was inspecting it as I flipped over to the shiny side of the disc. And guess what happened? I also was looking at a couple of my CDs earlier because I was prepping a thing for my website where I wrote a little bit about all the records that I bought this year. Basically as kind of like a whole fuck Spotify Wrapped kind of thing. And I wanted to have links very specifically to the releases on Discogs. So that way, like, really hardcore nerds could see very specifically what versions I was able to accrue. Just out of, like, curiosity and stuff. So there were a couple of times I had to go and, like, look at those on the... look at, like, matrix numbers. And that's on the shiny side of the disc. And they're a little hard to see, so guess what happens? I definitely blinded myself a couple of times with my flashlight and a CD. Several times already today, and I just did it again. Like an asshole. Well, I gave the disc a little bit of a clean. Perhaps I should have like a cloth or something nearby specifically for cleaning discs. I don't know if there's like a, you know, special substance or something I should use for that too. But for the time being, I went ahead and I did that part, and this didn't actually lead me to anything, did it? Okay, so that's all well and funky, but does this actually lead me to anything? Yeah, because we got the whole track here. Was there actually a purpose to me doing this? That's, honestly, that's probably not necessarily too far off. I definitely feel real stupid for doing that right now, but I'll spare any more of the... Okay, we can just double jump on it. It looked too tall for that, so by the time I was doing that, I was just like, well, I can't think of real options. Did I try the stupid thing that I ignored earlier because it sounded stupid? Anyway, yeah. Don't trust me around like anything, I guess, is the main point here. Ah, damn it. I don't have super missile. I can't do that. Oh. What's going on up there? I think that's just a thing we'd have to get across fast or something. But I believe we don't get the boost ball until we're actually properly in Torvus Bog. And if I recall correctly, the boost guardian is an asshole. So that'll be real fun when we go to get that. I won't want to punch my television set or anything. I don't have a television set in here, actually. I used to have, as like a third monitor, I had a TV at one point. I gave it to my dad because I switched back to 2 monitors when I realized, first of all, I barely use the 3rd monitor, and secondly, the HDMI port on my graphics card, at least I think it was the port on the graphics card, was getting a little bit, like, not holding the plug-in super well. So, yeah, it was, like, falling out a lot. And, of course, my computer is underneath the corner of a big L-shaped desk, because I like to have a nice big surface area to put a bunch of crap over here. To be like, hey, yeah, look at all these projects I've started, as I don't do anything with any of them ever. So, to actually get it out there and twiddle the thing would be kind of a pain in the butt. I suppose technically I could put it back up on the desk, but a big part of why I put it down below the desk is because I did not want my microphone to pick up all the noise from, like, any of the innards going, because I was kind of concerned that was making my recordings for stuff sound worse. And listen, sound quality is only going to go so far to fix the fact that I have the voice that I do. But, I mean, the least I could do is not have, like, a fucking turbine right next to it, you know? Anyway, I'm doing a quick scope around here to make sure that the only thing I can really do here is to proceed to Torvus Bog. Well, yeah, I mean, keep in mind the phrase turbine is a bit of an exaggeration because, well, technically I think that being a fan means that it counts as a type of turbine, but, like, I'm trying to make it sound like it's significantly larger than just like, hey, here's my PC fans, and they're kind of loud because PC fans in large numbers can get loud. Especially coming out of the graphics card and stuff, where they're probably spinning extra fast. But yeah. It was just like, well, I would like to mitigate some of that noise a little bit. Oh, hey, this opens a portal to the temple grounds. So we could check that out in the Dark World if we wanted to. I'm going to take a quick look in here. Actually, this may be a little bit dangerous, but we did save quite recently, so it could be worse. It could be worse. But yeah, like, my desk has got a lot of stuff. I have a VCR on here. Granted, my VCR is sitting under a riser that came with my desk that was for, like, supporting a monitor. So it's not like it's eating up that much more space in the greater scheme. But yes, I do put my VCR on the desk because it's also hooked up to the capture card in the back of my computer, so that way I can watch shit through it. Granted, the last time I tried to watch anything on VHS, my capture card gave me, and this surprised me because it's a VCR, which predates this technology a little bit. It gave me an HDCP error. HDCP, of course, being the usual thing for preventing piracy on HDMI. It's probably just like its way of going like, oh, there's something fucked here, but I don't know exactly what it is. Because, I mean, this particular tape, it was a copy of the James Bond movie Moonraker. Honestly, I just kind of wanted to rip a chunk of it for humorous purposes. Which, to be fair, I mean, that's why you'd want the HDCP there. But, yeah, OBS was not having it. I suspect that it's just like the the driver software for the capture card being like, oh, well, that's like stop copy kind of stuff, and I don't know exactly what class it is, so we're just going to call it HDCP and be done with it. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly that. I'm pretty sure I've watched stuff on VHS with this, though. I may have to try again with just sort of more of a recordable tape and see if that functions as intended. I'll have to find out, but yeah, keep in mind though that I was trying to watch it through OBS and using that as like my video output. So for all I know, it could also be that it's like, well, we know that this is capture software, so the things that interface with it were just being like, yeah, no. Maybe if I try to, I wonder if I can do it through VLC. I'd have to see if that's a thing, because VLC I don't really think would give me recording capability through my capture thing. What is this for? What? Is this just to, like, spoil the existence of something in Light World? Honestly, I didn't really expect it to be able to do shit out here, but... Huh. Yeah, because if I want to actually leave here, I need the purple door item. You know what? I've got 2 copies of the manual. I can definitely look up what that is. 'Cause I'm curious, because... Like, what? Is that the fucking thing from Dread that does something like that? That I've also forgotten the name of? No, I don't know if it wants to tell me. I'll see later. Multiplayer? The hell do you mean multiplayer? This game has multiplayer? I just forgot that. I mean, I probably saw something that was like, hey, yeah, it probably was like literally right there on the screen and I just ignored it because, like, multiplayer in a Metroid game? What? A deeply bizarre idea. Seeker missiles. Yes, that's what I was thinking of. I don't have that yet. Obviously. Otherwise, I'd be able to open those purple doors. Oh. I wasn't in the health zone. Whoops. Hey! What are you complaining about? Right. Maybe, but I don't know Federation Force that well. Except that people were disappointed by it because it wasn't, like... I don't want to say it wasn't a real Metroid game, because that's not necessarily accurate. It's more like that it wasn't more of a full Adventure of Samus kind of thing. Which, hey, I understand. It's kind of a shame. Unfortunately, my feelings in the Metroid series have kind of been that, well, it's been on a bit of a decline and hasn't fully recovered since, like, 2002. Not that this game is bad. Let's not call this game bad. But I don't like it as much as Metroid Prime, and certainly not as much as Metroid Fusion. But I don't think it's necessarily the best comparison to measure up the 2D Metroids versus the 3D ones, because they are fundamentally very different. I do kind of wonder how Prime 4 plays, but also I'm not about to drop money for it, and, well, at bare minimum, not for like not for the Switch 1 version. Not that kind of money anyway. And I'm not going to drop money for the Switch 2. There would have to be, I think, a lot of games really for me to be interested in even trying to raise for any of the new consoles. And so far, I don't really feel that most of them have that. I'll say this about Prime 4, though. I did very quickly run into, thanks to some other Discord server, an article that somebody posted of, oh, hey, well, it works really well on emulator on PC. Like, guys, first of all, keep it under your hats a little bit for the time being. And secondly, I think it's very interesting that this franchise specifically is a series where I've already seen two games in a row where people have been posting these articles of like, oh, well, it plays better on PC. I don't think I saw anywhere near that much for like Zelda. For the 4 Zelda games that were on Switch? 4, I believe it was. And I don't think I saw like any particular articles that were dedicated to it. Meanwhile, Metroid, it's just like, oh, well, here's... I feel like it tells me something about fans of the Metroid franchise and just the Metroid franchise in general, but I can't quite tell what exactly just yet. Other than the fact that probably far more than the other Nintendo franchises, it would probably do better to be on like a real console like the PS3. I'm sorry, that was a little bit rude. Anyway. Rude gags aside, Quest 64 remake on Switch 2. Hey, I thought that one was happening on PC. But also, I think that would genuinely be kind of interesting as a thing. I probably still would have to be like, yeah, I think I need a couple more games that hook me. And Prime 4 is kind of sitting in the middle with that right now. Because, again, my feelings on the Metroid franchise haven't really been the most positive lately. And the big thing that turned me off, like a bunch of people have been like, oh, yeah, this annoying Marvel quipster. But the thing that turned me away so immediately was the pseudo open world business. I was just like, I don't really like open world games as a rule. They have to do something really spectacular otherwise. I mean, as far as like Prime 4 looks dated, we got to remember it is on the Switch and Switch 2. And not for nothing, while the portability and stuff is quite nice, and the Switch and Switch 2 are quite capable as handheld devices, they are not main consoles. They are not on the level of like a PS5 or an Xbox, whatever. So by default, I think they are kind of going to look a little bit less good than those. And just overall, there's going to be sort of I think that like depending on the devs, you are going to get people who are going to at least understand that, and some of that stuff is going to look a little bit mediocre for like a new game. Which really, I mean, looks like a GameCube game is kind of where I feel like I would understand the Switch to, well, at least the Switch 1. Maybe the Switch 2 would theoretically be a little better, but just with the way that you sort of have progression going, and maybe it's not fair to look at hardware progression and go, well, it has to mirror main consoles in the same way. Because, yeah, the original DS did try to do Mario 64, but honestly, I think that was too much for it. And the Switch was trying to do at least some GameCube level stuff, just not through emulation. So, yeah, I mean, we'll say it's probably not as good as it could be. But even setting that aside, that doesn't really feel like my main gripe with it. Like, okay, it looks out of date. I'm not really a person who needs nice graphics or anything. I have, like, not even messed with the settings on my capture card, basically, and it looks pretty all right, but I could probably make it look better. I'm just not very graphics oriented, so to me it's like, hey, can I basically understand what you're trying to throw at me? Sure, good enough. I can't go that way without the super missile, it looks like, so I guess I'm going in the dark realm here. Regardless of any of that, I think I forgot where I was going with this. Just yeah, I can't really necessarily weigh in much about the graphics. I just was not impressed with what I bore witness to out of gameplay for any of the trailers after, like, the first one when the restart of the project was announced years ago. Once that bike thing and people were speculating on it being open world, I was just like, oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Because, yeah, no, I don't think every game needs to be open world. In fact, I think quite a few of them, fewer, need to be open world. And some games that I otherwise quite like suffer a little bit for being open world. Like, listen, I like Nier Automata well enough, but in the back of my head, I'm not really thinking too strongly about replaying it, because it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get to walk around a barren, empty wasteland between several otherwise pretty great scenes and a lot of strong thematic elements. And, you know, the robot ass. We're not even, you know, that part is one of those, like, well, I guess the subject is unavoidable, isn't it? But is there anything in here that's... I came over here because I wasn't sure if there's items in this area. This is a little bit out of the way. Looks like there could be something there. There is a bomb socket up there. I screwed up, and something weird happened with the room geometry there. I thought I was talking about Bender for a second. So, like, yeah, I mean, good game, but that open world business is not necessary. And I would say even hinders it a little bit, which is one of those interesting things, because Nier Automata absolutely feels on some level like if it had attracted the right audience, you would definitely get people who would be like, actually it's there for a, you know, like it's supposed to have some sort of thematic reason for being there. But listen, people only have anything to say about that game because of the robot ass. So I can't even say nothing in that regard. Like, it is to such a point where people look over at Nier Automata and they just openly miss any sort of like ideas that are attached to it, and there are ideas attached to it, but you definitely get some people who are just like, oh, this has got to be a Gooner game, right? Which, I mean, that's honestly giving it too little credit. And a thing with a lot of it is that, you know, you can find things that are interesting and worth discussion anywhere when it comes to anything to do with any of the like philosophical anythings with regard to Nier Automata. And yeah, I've played it before. It's very good. Again, I don't think it needs to be an open world game, but I digress. Oh, now I fucked up. Can I just... Okay, yeah, I can just get back there. I wonder if the swarmers will be gone, or if they'll respawn. But yeah, like, some people just can't get over the fact that 2B is attractive. And I think it's just... Really, I think it's just kind of a lot of just sex negativity from a lot of people. But somehow I just feel like I can't even use that description without it sounding a little bit weird in the end. But yeah. Anyway, getting past all of that, basically that's why I stopped really paying much attention to Metroid Prime 4, is because it was like, hey, this sounds like it might be gearing up to be a little more open world than this, and you can make the argument that this is open world, that a Metroidvania is sort of a type of open world, and perhaps so, but not in the exact same way as like, here's a big, vast, empty for you to explore with no pathway until you get where you're going. That's not what there's a couple of different ideas of being an open world here. Right, exactly. It's open-ended, and there is a difference, and it does actually kind of matter. So in fact, by the time that everybody was getting annoyed about the guy that everybody's annoyed about, I had already gotten to such a point where it's like, well, I've decided to keep this off of my radar for now, because it doesn't seem like it suits my interests as well as I had hoped. And ho-hum. But really, I think a lot of people, when it comes to that and storytelling and the character of Samus, a big part of it is quite simply just that the early games didn't really... In the earliest Metroid games, Samus basically isn't a character. I don't know how else to, like, I don't know how to be diplomatic about it, but, you know, people just kind of did some guesswork at what they thought Samus's character would be. And I don't like the characterization of other Samus either. I am 100% behind that's kind of like a little bit not good. But also, I think there is sort of an upper limit to which you can be like, oh yeah, well, she's just a complete stoic with, you know, this kind of like stoic badass action hero. And it's like, man, I didn't like Lightning when she was a character with, you know, When she was a character I didn't know, I guess. I would prefer Samus to be like more of a person, but I guess who's going to look at these games as being a good place for like big time storytelling anyway, right? Also, yeah, that picture is kind of accurate. Although let me tell you, between streams, this is about as close as I get to socialization, really. I do lose track of the time pretty horribly. Now that it's like, oh, hey, yeah, I do a thing at a scheduled time, and when I don't do it, it fucks me right up. Here we are, Torvus Bog. Looks kind of like Talon Overworld a little bit. But with a little less color in some places so far. I mean, granted, we've literally only seen one screen, but still. Also, yeah, you definitely like chunks of musical motif that are recognizable from Talon Overworld and also from Chozo Ruins. Like, there's that sort of whistling that is a big part of the main, like, plaza theme in Chozo Ruins. Excuse me. Oh, we fell in the water. Well, that's a little disappointing. Water in this game is mitigated by, I forget what the item is called, but instead of being like a suit upgrade, it's not the gravity suit. It's just sort of a backpack kind of thing that you get with like thrusters on it, and it behaves like the gravity suit, except for the part where it doesn't reduce the damage you take. Because Retro kind of went, oh, well, it's a sequel. It should be harder. Should it, though? I'm quite neutral to the idea. Yeah, so those gates are both tethered to the bridge. Not destructible. Can I scan the post through the... Scanning object from close range. Oh, fuck you, man. I'm literally right next to it. I'm, like, shoving my face right up against the bars to scan it. And the game is just like, yeah, by the way, Samus, your dark suit's giant shoulders are giving you a little too much distance from it to... Yeah, it just kind of comes down to, I don't feel like games should presume that you have done other things in the past, but also I don't think tutorials should be forced. I think that you got to find a bit of a middle ground there of like, hey, here's where you can go to learn about how to play this game, but also we're going to put it off to the side so that way if you have played the previous game, you don't feel like you're being talked down to. But also, we're not going to assume that you have, because there's still every possibility that you have not. Because there's every possibility that one has not. I'm not sure I would ever consider it to be necessarily a good idea, but, you know, someone might, like, want to play DKC 2 before DKC 1 because they know it's a better game. But I think that just kind of going, well, yeah, obviously you've played the one before it, so we're going to make this game harder by the virtue of that. I don't know, I just don't believe that to be what I would consider good design. I mean, that may just be me, but... And also, I should probably point out that I'm not really opposed to, like... I'm not opposed to hard games, folks, but... I definitely think that there's a lot of times where you get folks who are not good at nailing down what makes any of that stuff enjoyable. How am I supposed to get at that? Maybe it's the other end of the pipe. No. There's no, like, obvious entrance to the tube here. That goes out to a different room. So we're sure not going to find it here. Anyway, I'm going to scan this from further away. Just so we can have a good laugh. As a rule, I think that the big thing that I am in favor of is have access to, like, fairly granular modular difficulty that the player can adjust as they wish. Just in general. I mean, and difficulty settings full stop. The fact that that seems to have become less of a thing over the years, that kind of makes me sad just in general. Granted, whenever I think about difficulty settings, I'm always going to think about Gen 5 Pokemon Black and White 2 and the fucking easy mode that you have to beat the game first in order to access. Like, okay, sure. If you have to make it so that way difficulty settings are accessed by beating the game first, hard mode being accessible after the first playthrough, I guess that's understandable. It's certainly that may just be like, hey, compared to the alternative... Okay, what do you have? Grenchler? Is that what you've called it? A fucking Grenchler? I'm about to unplug my GameCube right here, right now. That just sounds inappropriate. Anyway, it sounds like we want to actually hit it in its butt with missiles. That's a pretty good melee animation, though. I like that. Like, okay, yes, that's basically just the Sheegoth, but they adjusted the model a little bit. Like, definitely they're using that as a bit of a base somewhere in the production team, but they definitely made it look a hell of a lot different, and they added some new animations there. So I won't complain too much. I just will point out where the bits of things that I recognize from elsewhere are. That is pretty far away. And I believe that's a missile pack that's over there, so... It'd be nice to have, but we'll deal with it late. I really don't want to be going to Dark Torvus Bog at, like, this early on, but hey. That said, I believe Dark Torvus Bog, or somewhere in Torvus Bog, has a remix of the Red Brinstar theme, which... Okay, I'll slag off the remixes of Prime 1 stuff as just being a little bit too on the nose. But remixing music from throughout the franchise's history has been kind of a recurring thing with latter Metroid games. Latter being basically post-Metroid 2. So I think that's a pretty neat one to see, because I hadn't heard that one before in a while. Hadn't heard it remixed in a Metroid game yet anyway. Okay, so I guess this music is not it. Maybe later, maybe elsewhere, maybe it's just part of the main Torvus Bog. Still, I approve of the choice, you know? Oh, son of a fuck. I don't know what we do now, because we don't have another bomb socket that we can just... Is there just a laugh in the background? So... Oh, don't do that. Oh, God. That's me mixing up my L and R buttons a little bit. Because to be honest with you, they're a little similar. I'm going to have to get the lay of the land here, because I can tell you what we're doing for sure, like almost guaranteed, is that we have to rotate the thing around here to be able to actually go from the portal to the door, and then we go to the portal and we use that as our return to light world, which means the bridge will be turned around. This area is a little bit easy for us to take huge amounts of damage in, to put it nicely. Yeah, so we flip over the puddle spore, and it provides us a platform. Nice. And more importantly, provides us with a light zone. Because we gotta keep this all up here. Okay. Oh, shit. Yeah, this actually is much easier than I thought it was. I just had to figure out... Oh. Is it not? Do I just have to... Because... I mean, I can't just go over there. I can't open that door. I don't have super missiles yet. I think I need to just climb back to the portal the regular way, though. And I've just been playing the fool a little bit here. Oh, my eyes. That was a little strong. Yep. Wow! My entire site's got roasted. Fix that, please. That's a little harsh. I think I can just dodge these dudes, though. Provided that door isn't locked, which I'm probably about to find out. After all the fuck around going in here. Whoa, hey! Up close, bro absolutely looks like he's a dark monster, one of the D-Cell guys from PSO. Like, just looking at the patterning on the... If he was glowing more, it would be a lot clearer, but... Yeah, that absolutely is just that kind of... The patterning and everything... It just really fits the bill in that regard. Alright, so over here is the... Is that the missile pack from before that I was like, how the fuck do I get that? I think it is, but also I think there was like a portal over there or something, so... Might be as simple as that. What? Ah, fucking Half-Life barnacles. They got sick of waiting for me to play the extra episodes of Half-Life 2. Which actually, it's very interesting to call those like Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and stuff like that when they're from after that game. I think they take place after that game too. I don't think they're like prequels or anything. I haven't played them yet for obvious reasons though, but I'll get to it at some point. I thought about it recently, and then this kind of crossed my mind, and also I looked at my Steam thing, and they were not listed in there, which I suppose they're probably folded into Half-Life 2 proper now, but that was still extremely confusing. I was like, huh? I'm going to play Metroid Prime 2, actually. I'll install it later and look and see if that's what the deal is. I would not be surprised if it was, but... I don't know offhand, so yeah. Alright, and the orb has been repaired. The orb launcher, rather. Orb! So, big pile of rocks here. We're going to need something a little more high yield, ain't we? Blocks composed of densium. Okay, yeah, so that means I need power bombs for that. Whoa! Didn't even see those guys. Granted, I usually don't see the other Shriek Bats. I just memorized their spawn locations because I played so much Metroid Prime 1. So I don't think that counts anymore. Whoa. I think damn near ran me over. Hey, y'all got any of that ammo that I keep hearing tell so much about? No. No, if they want me to not lose too much ammunition, which I hate spending it. I'll just have to use the power beam. Oh, here comes the ship again. And it's loaded up with a couple of new dudes. They are jumping down from pretty far. I thought they were going to start paratrooping. You might be saying, shouldn't you be calling it parachuting in that case? And the answer to that is yes, but also I'm incredibly bad at words, so... I want the energy first, guys. Yeah, I kind of got a little bit the crap kicked out of me here. I haven't healed in a bit because also I don't want to stand for like 5 years under a lamppost in Dark Aether, so. Until I find a save point. Again, free healing is going to just be this. Okay, that's not a missile pack, I can tell. That's got to be the super missile, right? Yeah, I'll say. That's got to be the fucking super missile. Yeehaw. Yep. It'll break certain minerals and will destroy green blast shields like this. They're bringing it back from Super Metroid, everybody. And that's how we get into Torva's Temple here. I'm assuming that's what we're doing. Oh yeah, let's read some emails for Strong Bad here. Or Strong Bad? Maybe from Strong. No, he's green. It's definitely not Strong Bad. Not unless we're in the like cyber zone or whatever from that. No, he was red in that one too. From the Your Head Usplode email. Okay, what's your deal, buddy? Oh, I guess green. He could be a Lunamoth. Wait. No kidding. Oh, I gotta find more keys for this place. Data translator module. You can access devices and doors coded with emerald doodads. Excellent. And great zeal, huh? When's the last time I played Chrono Trigger? A while ago. That's all I know for sure. Yay, they healed me. They didn't give me my ammo back, but hey. I guess you can only ask for so much, can't you? Samus flinches from that massive drop. Okay, yeah, big green door. Off to a side passage. Is this where the... Yes, it just doesn't look like I can... No, there's one of these things. Just because I feel like this is probably of some value. What have you got? Underground transport. Yeah, this will lead us to like deep Torvus Bog, won't it? Let's go take a look at what the other place is at least first. Is there another passage the other direction? Yes, it's another green door. Oh, wow, all right. Great place to fight this guy. In a fucking corner in a sewer pipe. It's technically not a sewer, but it fits the bill a little bit. Being that type of water level. And in an enclosed tube. Alright, let's just go under it. I want his pickup if he's got one. Doesn't. It's just got to be an entrance from elsewhere as opposed to a viable exit. Oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, we got more Dark Troopers, huh? Oh, good. We got our ammunition back. There are upgrades, you can probably guess by the fact that the gauge is like 5 notches that will give us more capacity for. I would really love to have some of those at some point because, yeah, these numbers do me a concern. You can say, can I crack these things open for dark ammunition? And I can. Thank goodness. Okay, and that just activates this portal. Well, I mean, I could go that way, but also I've got these new super missiles. There's a bunch of shit I can go take a look at. I think I'd rather do that, to be honest with you. In fact, I think there's even some stuff in Agon Waste that I can get now. In Agon Waste, as I keep thinking it might theoretically be pronounced. I don't know why I keep doing that, because, like I said, I'm not going for 100% scans. I was so ready to find out that I was, like, 1 pixel short of being able to pull off that bomb jump or something, and that I would not be allowed to just bomb jump out. That'd be such a problem. And by that, I mean, it would just kind of suck, really. Ooh, is that an energy tank? Yo, how do I get that? I could definitely use another energy tank. It's got to be the other side somehow, right? Well, I can take a look that way. First things first, let's go pop this open. Open the door. Hey, there's our map station for Torvus Bog. Hell yeah. Oop. Yeah. Easy. But you better believe when I tell you that it's not the only thing we can do here. Just have to actually get through that, chamber. Nah, we can't get there right now. That's going to require us to get that gravity add-on. That's just lore, I think. Oh well. I do kind of like that they have deeper categorizations of the lore elements now. Just to help you, like, assemble more of a story with it. That's neat. Oh, do these guys swim? Huh. Interesting. Oh, these guys are turning around a little too fast here. All right, come on. Get away from there. And he didn't give me any fucking ammunition for that. Are you serious? Also, the sheer amount of damage these guys are dealing to me. They're rough. Although I guess part of it is because of the water, really. Might help to not have to deal with that. Like, this is just not a nice place to fight anything. Ugh. Get out of the water, you anus. Yeah, that one gave me a pretty large chunk of energy. Anyway, I want to scan the other parts of the world map to see how much more stuff we've got that we can access with this. With these super missiles, because it looks like actually quite a bit. Surface access. You can at least get back to the ship. and access a room that looks like it has an item in it. We can't access that without power bombs. That is blocked by a translation block that I can't tell what color it is. They really need to actually have information for that on here, to be quite honest with you. And Agon again. Let's take a look at Agon. I don't know what I can access in terms of translators, because, yeah, that one wants the Annihilator Beam over there, and also Boost Ball, which we don't have either of those. There's an item here in Bioenergy Production. Can I actually access that door? I don't completely know. And I can't deal with the little mineshaft area. So there's not a lot we can get by backtracking, but we can. And then that'll allow me to set up for next time. You know, I think I would like it if the ammunition return for killing enemies with your beams wasn't random. Like, sure, make the number output less, you know, make it even just a fixed 5, but the randomization part of it does kind of suck. The fact that it is still, like, subject to chance. I mean, I guess that part of things sucks with, like, anytime you have enemies with random drops in any game, but still. Easy. Those guys do seem like crazy durable, though, so it's nice to get that on our side as an option. Oh, stop shooting me through the door. Seriously, you're gonna shoot me through the fucking door? You chode. Not to be confused with that guy from that one. Oh! It was absolutely worthless. This looked like a room where I could have gotten a thing. I didn't see that it even connected to another room. so this should lead us back to that area that will lead us to the ship. Yeah, so this is just a shortcut, as far as I can tell. Getting to that other area is not really doable for us at the moment. But what we can do, we can get onto the ship and we can save. And actually, I mean, yeah, it's been just about 3 hours, so pick this up next time, and hopefully with no other crash like that. Although the way the thing acts every time I undo from the map, that does kind of worry me, like a lot.